people, this is our Cobra and this is Let's Play Book of Unwritten Tales Blind. Let's see if this story actually goes somewhere today.
There's a small stone beside the large one. It's half buried in the ground.
Fascinating.
Ugh! I've discovered the secret world of beetles, bugs and fleas and spiders. The beetles don't seem to like the bright light as they're scurrying into the shadows. Not that quick about it though. I could certainly catch a few, but where would I store them? The beetles don't... I could...
Right. So I'm gonna catch beetles with.
It says the meadows. No idea what that's supposed to be.
Well, probably in the
It
direction
says
it points.
the Swamp of Death. I don't think so. Doesn't sound particularly healthy to me. Swamp.
Yeah, it's just repeating. Alright, small tree, what secrets do you hold?
A small tree. It survived the bloody battles and the decline of the town without a scratch. A sign of hope.
I don't know, it's kind of like a bit crude.
I don't really know what kind of tree it is, but it looks very slender and flexible. I don't really know what...
Look at the rabbit.
Oh, a fluffy wuffy little bunny rabbit. All white and soft and gentle and sweet. And I just want to cuddle it and... Oh, I'm an adventurer now. I must act like one. It's a rabbit. A white one.
And it's a vicious killer beast will bite your head off.
Here, rabbit, rabbit, rabbit. Not a chance. It won't let itself be caught that easily. And besides, I wouldn't know what to do with the rabbit anyway.
Pull it out of your head.
I mean, except just love it to bits. Here, rabbit, rabbit. Not a I mean...
Right, so there's loads of stuff out here, but I need other stuff to get. Gotcha.
There have been some heavy battles fought around Seastone in the last few years. It looks like the town definitely sustained some damage.
It looks like this town sustained some lack of masonry, if you ask me. I suppose that up there could be considered battle damage. But that over there just looked like the wall sinking. But then again, I'm not really that familiar with siege battle and its effects, so I'm not criticizing, just stating.
I think that's the town's coat of arms, but it's pretty faded and dirty. You can't really see anything.
You can't? Wow, your eyesight must be worse than mine.
I don't think anyone in my family has ever set foot in a human town before, not even Grandad. A pretty shabby stall. Doesn't look like anything's been sold here recently. A pretty shabby... There are two signs on the door. One says, Master Marcus's Magic Mage School. The other says, back soon. Both signs are covered in cobwebs. They must have been hanging there for days or even weeks. No one home. The door is locked.
Okay.
Some boxes and cartons, they're all empty. The moving companies must have earned a fortune when the city was abandoned. They earned some good coin. They're firmly in goblin hands, and no one really likes to negotiate with them about prices.
Goblins run the removals vans? Well, maybe removals cars, really.
A very dirty drain. The sewer should be down there somewhere. A very dirty... What kind of name is that? I've never been to a tavern with a more ridiculous name. Well, then again, I've never actually been to a human tavern before.
Funny thing is, the dancing boar's head was only there in text. He didn't actually say that out loud. Well, that
The cart is pretty overgrown. It obviously hasn't been moved in months. There's a sack on the cart. Something about the smell tells me it's probably full of rotten grain. Nothing for me there.
Well, I'd say I'd be the judge
You
of
hear
that,
a lot
but
of bad
since
things about rundown taverns. On the other hand, they're often the starting point of many a fantastic adventure, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't had enough of those yet.
Have you got Form 12B for me?
Oh, the blue one.
No, it's just a green one. Hurry up. The post office is about to close for lunch.
You're going to the post office? Oh, I'll come with you. I need a delivery note and I want to send off a registered letter.
Well, you guys sound like you're having fun.
What are you doing?
What do you think?
You can see what we're doing.
We're playing.
Oh, damn, I've forgotten my ID card.
You can have a copy of your passport certified by a solicitor. Hang on, I'll mark the solicitor for you on the map.
What are you playing?
The only true kind of game, a role-playing game.
Yeah, I have a feeling of really bad jokes coming up, but yes.
And what is this role-playing game all about?
It's set in a fantasy world.
Totally without dragons, orcs, and magic.
But instead... Oh! Here, come over here. I found the tax inspector.
Wait for me, I'll be there in a sec.
Once I've got this stamp, I can finally conclude the fiscal year.
You know what that means?
Tax office!
This is the kind of joke that's usually like just a couple of panels on the internet. Look, I get the joke, right? That we live in a normal world and they live in a fantasy world, and we tabletop roleplay fantasy world, but maybe they'll do the other way around. But here's the question. Even in a fantasy world, why would they be less imaginative and such? And if they were, and if you consider that imagination, just like... Just why? Why? This joke, it doesn't really work if you think about it.
And you really enjoy playing the game?
Of course!
Certainly. You can escape the tedium of reality with all its magic and monsters. And you meet new people. It's not only us who play this game.
It's played all over the world.
There are 6 people currently online. Well, 4 if you don't include us.
But one's just gone off to the toilet.
And when is the game over? When have you won?
Won. There is no winner. Just like in real life.
The game has no end. You just keep on playing and... Oh! A traffic warden's wanting to write me a ticket.
Leave her. That's a hard quest series. You can try to lodge a written appeal and then you have to...
So the game never ends? Great. Might I ask you who you both are?
Of course. I'm Jack Smith, level 42 consultant at a medium-sized cooperative bank. But I want to retrain as a tax consultant with specialization in tax-effective investments. They have really fabulous skill trees.
And I'm Mary Ellen Skittles, level 40, local government officer. My bicycle's got a 3-speed gear.
I've not the slightest idea what those two are talking about. Maybe it's a role-player thing.
Do you guys get the joke yet? It's funny because they're playing real life, whereas you're in real life playing a fantasy game. Do you get the joke yet? Come on, let's hammer it in some more.
I meant, who are you two in real life?
Oh, right. I used to be a successful merchant. I had a shop here in town and lots of market stalls. Now all I own is that knackered old stall outside the door there. No customers, no business.
Then maybe I could buy something from you.
Yeah, great. Why, whatever.
And who are you?
I'm Master Marcus, the local mage teacher.
Oh, so
You're the mage teacher. Could you maybe...
Shh, the game started.
I thought it was ongoing.
And this device, what does it do?
What indeed? We type in our input and the machine shows us what everyone else is doing.
It saves our equipment and controls the characters that aren't being controlled by other players.
And how does it work?
No idea. That thing is linked to a server somehow and that takes care of running it.
Then best of luck in... wherever.
Thanks for nothing.
You know, that's about the silliest game I've ever heard of. Why would anyone flee from their own world into a fantasy world in order to complete meaningless tasks?
Do you get the joke yet? It's a joke! Do you get it yet? It's funny because it's referring to tabletop and such, which is usually set in the real world and such. Do you get the joke yet? Maybe we need to hammer it in a bit more. Come on, we can shove that brick down your throat a bit more.
A wooden box full of tools, including, amongst other things, a saw. Of course, the saw doesn't meet the gnome tool safety regulations and it's a tad rusty. Still, I think it's usable. Mum bottles apple sauce in jars like that back home. Ours are smaller though.
Well, you're gnome, so that makes sense. So now we can go capture the beetles.
The shelves are full of dusty bottles and tankards. Some are still half full. Perhaps the owners had to leave town in a hurry. From butterbeer to pumpkin juice to fire whiskey. It's all here, but I don't need any of that.
Okay, that was a decent Harry Potter reference. Subtle. Requires you to know the material. But works in universe, even if you don't. That's how you do references. So, you can actually pull that off, Kane. Impressive.
Splendid two-pointer. Perhaps the inn gets its name from the boar's head. These two use the same machine to play their strange role-playing game. My family would just love this. I don't understand what's being displayed there or what these two are entering, but the machine seems to be functioning perfectly. I don't understand what... A door bearing a sign that says server's room, no entry. It says no entry. Now, just because I'm in a big town doesn't mean I'm going to turn into a criminal. It says...
Right. Server's room. It's... it says servers, not server room. So that means it servers something. Something that can have a room.
Okay then, I'll collect some of those bugs in the jar. I already have enough creepy crawlies, thank you. I don't really know what kind of tree it is.
Can I cut it down? No.
A very dirty drain. The sewer should be down there somewhere.
Alright, let's continue up here, see what else we can find.
Halt! Access only for authorised persons.
Shield Hand, are you the guard of the upper gate?
Dead right. And you don't have access to the upper town.
As I already mentioned to you at the outer gate, I must speak to the Archmage. It's urgent.
And as I've already mentioned to you, the guard at the upper gate follows very strict procedures.
But why didn't you say you were the guard?
Well, I wasn't on duty, and you shouldn't mix business with pleasure. Anyway, it's much funnier this way.
I wouldn't be so sure about that. There has to be a way to get to see the Archmage. What would I have to do?
Only people with personal invitations from the Archmage himself are allowed in. Do you have an invitation?
No, unfortunately not.
Well, there you go. Without an invitation, there's no way you'll ever be admitted to see the Archmage. But you could be admitted, of course. If you were a mage yourself.
Mages are allowed to speak with the Archmage?
Naturally. He's the head of the order, after all. You know any mages by any chance?
Well, I'd like to be one myself.
And I'd like to be a dewdrop on a wood elf's butt cheek.
Really? Why?
Well,
That's a very good question.
Only mages or people with invitations can get into the tower.
So I'd be able to see the Archmage if I was accompanied by a mage?
No, the mage would be allowed up, not you. But you could say, give a message to the mage.
But I must speak to the Archmage himself, and I have to give him something.
Well then, you must be a mage yourself.
How do you know whether someone is a mage or not? Their magical aura? Or by the charisma and wisdom they radiate?
By their mage diploma.
Huh?
Every trained mage has a mage diploma. They can show it to me here, and then I let them into the upper town.
Right.
So that means if I show you a mage diploma, I can see the Archmage?
Well, show me an honestly acquired mage's diploma made out in your name, and I'll take you to the Archmage myself.
Fair enough.
If there's no other way, then I'll just end up being the first magician in the Weathervane family.
Good luck. You'll find the mage teacher in the tavern. Just see what he thinks of the idea.
I'm going to get my mage diploma. Just you wait and see.
Oh, yeah, right.
Oh man, there's no way I can do a full course of mage training just to get into the Archmage's tower. Maybe the mage teacher will lend me a diploma, and once I've given up the ring, well, maybe I could really take a stab at it. A basket. It belongs to Mr. Shieldhand. It contains the rest of his giant sandwich. A basket. This fruit looks like grapes. In truth, they're grapes from a poison ivy. I was bedridden for 2 weeks because of those as a child, and I read about Knight Tilo's adventures.
Great.
The Seastone City coat of arms. I recognise it from a map. It looks a little worse for wear. Oh, like everything else here.
Right.